Hello everybody, my name is Liam or Hydrogen Keneally, and in this video I'm going to be breaking down the best way to play through the Halo series before the long-awaited release of Halo Infinite on December the 8th. Whether you're a complete newbie to the Halo universe, somebody who's just looking to immerse himself a little bit more, or a full-on Halo veteran, then this video is for you.
We are getting older, we're not who we used to be.
So I've been a Halo fan for years now, and the other day it hit me. I've only played through the Halo 3, Halo Reach, and Halo 4 campaigns. So I've missed out on what many people argue are the golden era of Halo campaigns.
It's hot. Recommend mission abort.
We're going in.
So I kind of set out to find some answers. If I was to play through them now, what's the best way to play through them? Is it chronologically? Is it the way that they're released to the public? Or do you kind of mash them up a little bit and get just here and there? And then another thought hit me. Where do the books fit in? I've been meaning to read them for a while, and is it valuable having the insight of the rest of the universe coincide with my playthroughs of the game? Well, today I'm going to try and break through all of those different ways and give you a bit more insight into how the books fit in as well. Stick around until the end of the video for a little bit of bonus content while I tell you the best guide to follow when playing through the Halo series, and if you even need one. Alright, so let's get started. The first way we're going to break it down is in chronological order. Now, playing through in chronological order is going to favor the coherency of the story. So if you're someone who's a bit of a stickler for having a start and an end with no variation in the in-game timeline, then this is going to be the best way for you to play it. You're going to start off playing Halo Reach first, then you're going to move into Halo C, Halo 2, Halo 3 ODST, Halo 3, Halo 4, Halo 5, then you're going to miss a whole heap of Halos because they just never came out, and you're gonna have a Halo Infinite on December 8th. I would also really consider putting Halo Wars 1 and Halo Wars 2 after Halo 5. Halo Wars 1 doesn't really fit into the timeline anywhere, but if it did, it'd be sit somewhere around CE. But I think playing it after Halo 5 is a really good way to kind of get into the concept of a Halo Wars game. And Halo Wars 2 is actually set after Halo 5 Guardians, so if you haven't played through those games, guys, the detail in the cutscenes and the animations in it is just absolutely mind-blowing. Like, if you're already a Halo fan and you haven't seen those things, then it's just gonna be something that makes you fall even more in love with the series.
Come on!
Do we have a plan?
We do. You're on the spirit of fire action. Cutter here. Status. Sir, requesting danger close. On our location. Trailing north. Commence 5 seconds.
Interesting plan.
Understood. Archer missiles inbound.
The other thing that I would consider doing, just to have a little bit more playthrough value in there, is after Halo 4, playing through the Spartan Ops missions. It's a little bit of a guilty pleasure of mine that when they were being released weekly, after Halo 4 was actually released to the public, that I enjoyed getting those missions and just having a chilled way to kind of play through and continue that Spartan story without it being too serious and over-involved. So if you're enjoying your playthrough and you're wanting more content, then definitely play through the Spartan Ops missions as well. Okay, so the next way that we can play through it is in release order, and this is going to favor things like the improvements that we had to graphical design, the responsiveness of the controls. It also helps with any of the like handling of vehicles and that type of thing. But probably the biggest thing that you'll get playing through this way is when you get to Halo Reach, you get the addition of sprint and some armor abilities, and you'll get to see how it was released to the general public and how that evolution kind of changes. I really think that if you play through this way, you'll get a good understanding of like how it felt in Reach, how it really didn't feel great in Halo 4, and then the huge changes that they made to the Spartans' like movement and athleticism in Halo 5, which I think is probably some of the best movement that we have. So that's just a personal opinion. I think that playing through in this way, hitting Halo Reach is like a welcome addition to having some of those sprint mechanics. Okay, I've been thinking about the best way to bring the books into it, where it's gonna have the most value for you guys as an audience, but not take 4.5 hours to try and get an adequate amount of content to show how immersive and deep the lore is of the Halo universe. But to start, I'll tell you that there's over 30 publications in the Halo series, so I can't break them all down here without this video going for hours. What I will tell you though is that I used a website in this segment of the video that's called Beyond Video Gaming, and they were by far the most detailed that I could find for fitting the Halo series together chronologically, as well as including absolutely everything, every single game that's been there, every single movie, every single web series. It's all on the website in chronological order, and I've left a link to it in the description, so definitely go on, click, and it has like little symbols next to each of the titles for a movie, book, or game where you can click on and it'll give you more of an in-depth breakdown of that. I would highly recommend, if you're looking for more than what I talk about in this video, to go and check out that video and subscribe, because I'll be doing another video that dives more deeply into that type of thing later on down the track. But to start, I'll give you a quick round off of how the books and the series kind of fit in using their theme of eras or eras. And so those are, you start off with the era of the Forerunners, which has 3 books and 1 webcomic, but we don't see any of the games starting here. Then we have the Founding of the Covenant. There's just 1 book in that series. We have War with the Insurrectionists and First Contact Covenant. There's 4 books, Halo Wars and Halo Reach, that fit in chronologically here. Then we have the Master Chief's origin story. There's 3 books and 4 comics in that era. We have the original Halo trilogy, which is 4 books, Combat Evolved, Halo 2, Halo 3, ODST, and Halo 3. Then we have the Reclaimer saga, which there's 15 books in. There's Halo 4, Halo 5, and Halo Wars 2. And then we have Halo Infinite, which there's 3 books in so far. The latest one is Divine Wind, and then there's another one that'll be coming out in 2020 as well. And also we have Halo Infinite that comes out in there for games-wise. Outside of that, there's another 4 publications and 2 web comics that were kind of published separately, so they wouldn't fit into that kind of timeline too much. But like I said, if you want to know more about each of those publications, then click onto the website in the description. Guys, with all of that knowledge, what order would I personally recommend playing through the Halo series in? The way that they were released, when you get to Halo Reach and you have sprint and the armor mechanics, they become involved as well. It's not something that you're gonna feel challenging to get into. I think that it's like a welcome addition, especially if you're somebody that plays, other first-person shooter games like Call of Duty or Battlefield, or if you've played Star Wars, or like literally any other game that has sprint. By the time that you get to that, you're gonna be like, hey, this makes a lot of sense. And also, if you are reading through or listening to the books like I am, when you're walking through a jungle and under attack, it doesn't seem like a really accurate portrayal of what a Spartan would be doing in that situation. So adding sprint and being able to kind of hoon around the enemies makes it feel like you're a little bit more immersed in the actual universe rather than just calmly walking through and losing your shields. So I would definitely recommend playing through in that order. If you have somebody who's looking to do the same thing as you, I would highly suggest it, because there's nothing more iconic than playing through the first few games in split screen with a friend and getting to experience some of those Halo moments for the first time or the 100th time. But that would be my suggestion on how you should play through the series. Alright, well, I'm a Halo fan just like you guys, and I absolutely cannot wait for December and Halo Infinite to be launched. I played a shit ton of the beta and I'm ready to just get in and play Halo until my eyes bleed. Can't wait to see what they're doing with the campaign and it being a slightly more open world experience. But I want to know a little bit more about you guys. Did you enjoy the video? Are you listening to the books? Are you trying to play through the campaigns again before Infinite comes out? I'd love to know if you want to leave a comment. Okay, so before we finish up this video, it's time for a little bit of bonus content. Now, I said, what is going to be the best guide to follow through if you're playing the Halo series, and I have to recommend Naked Eli.
What's up? This is Naked Eli, the mostly unclothed gamer, and welcome to my Halo 3 zero-shot world record speedrun of the Storm.
There's a link to his channel in the description below. It is definitely the most immersive way to play through with a guide. I wouldn't recommend using a guide the first time, but if you need to go back and you want to have like absolutely no stone unturned, then use his guides. He'll tell you where absolutely everything is, make it as easy as possible to get some of the harder achievements in the game, and it's just a really nice way to kind of wrap it all together. His channel's really neatly organized as well, so if you're following one guide for a game and then you need to go back and find another one, it's super simple. You're not searching all the way through YouTube for different things. And I found as well, when I was looking for this content, some people have like a really good playthrough for one specific level, and then you try to find something for another level and and it's like nowhere near as detailed, or it's just not as good, whereas Eli's is just really consistent the entire way through, and I'd hugely recommend it. Do you need to follow a guide when you're playing through the Halo series to get the most out of it? I don't think so. I think, like I said before, the best way to play through the Halo series is just with somebody taking your time and just enjoying the universe. If you want to go back and you play it, you know, a little bit faster, and you're just trying to get all of the achievements and everything done, then using a guide is going to be absolutely essential. It'll save you absolute hours trying to get through it. But if you play through at your own pace the first time and you find a few of those skulls and you spend time exploring and adventuring, that's the type of thing that really makes the Halo experience. So I hope you guys enjoy playing through the Halo series. And thank you so much for watching the video. If you're somebody that's completely new to the series, make sure that you subscribe. We put out lots of videos and podcasts with other content creators in the community. It'd be a great way to find other people that you could enjoy watching. We also put out montages and little bits of content from the rest of the Divine Mind team. If you're somebody that's into the competitive scene as well, then you'd subscribe, because we're going to have a competitive team at the HCS events this year, and we're going to be announcing that very soon. But thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I really do appreciate your viewership. It means the world. I will see you all in the next video.